Commissioners meeting, January 22nd, 2019.
All right, good morning. It is 9 o'clock, and we are here for Tuesday, January 22nd, Franklin County Board meeting, and we have all three commissioners this morning, our Administrator Keith and our Clerk Karen, and start with join me in Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge of Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Relatively short meeting this morning that's on the agenda at least, and our first item is public comment. We have some comments this morning. Come up to the microphone, please, and name.
I am Rebecca Hissam, and I live at 2420 North Road 72 in Pasco, and I am here to provide comment on the subplot 2018-24 that there will be a decision on apparently in a week or two or three. I live immediately across from those lots on the corner of Road 72 and Richardson. We subdivided our property in 2014. Oh, thank you. Okay. We subdivided our property across 2014-2015. One of those neighbors is here. At that time, we upheld the codes, in part because we lived there, and the attractiveness of the neighborhood to us, and hopefully to the neighbors we then sold to, one of which is here, was based on the half-acre to 1 acre spacious lots. So we divided a 2-acre piece into 2 halves and a full acre. Now across from those, where we have approximately 150 foot, it's like 146 foot frontage on Richardson Road, on 2 of those lots is where they're putting the 90-foot lots. So right out my kitchen window is a line of 6 homes on 90-foot lots across from our approximately 150-foot face, and it's distressing. I'm not a real estate agent, so I don't know what the impact on our property will be. I know the impact on the appearance of the neighborhood. I can see how dramatically that will change given the large lots, most of which exceed by great dimension the half-acre and 1 acre that I can otherwise see from our home. It changes the neighborhood significantly. And so I'm here today to ask if, I'm asking for denial of the waivers that the developer is asking for in terms of going below the code for frontage on the lots. He's asking for 90-foot frontage on 5 of the lots. He's also asking for a waiver on the depth, the 1 to 3 depth. So those two waivers would allow him to have half-acre lots, but it would not uphold the codes for what the frontage otherwise is in our neighborhood. And I can't see that there's precedence for that around us either. So it makes a very crowded street where there are otherwise spacious homes, and it's abrupt. So I'm concerned both with the quality of our neighborhood and my property value to have that abrupt change right next to me. So that was all. Thank you for taking my comment.
Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Jamie Bacon. I live at 2404 North Road 72. I did purchase the property from Becky. And when we moved to that area, we were previously on Road 100 in the Ajo homes, hoping to get away from the closed, tight homes. And so I would like to comment and add exactly what Becky says. I agree. I would like to see that it is 120 foot rather than 90. From the purpose of why we moved there, we like the spacious. We like the rural feel of it all. We have housing coming around us as it is, but we would like it to look like it is at this time, 120 foot or more. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Aaron Huckleberry. I live at 7316 West Richardson Road in Pasco. So I'm also here to comment on the short plat 2018-24. So these lots are going to be directly across the street from me. And so, I'd like to echo what everybody else has said. I feel the same on every topic that's been touched. As well, I've got a young daughter, and she's going to be out there in a couple of years playing on the street and stuff. And so, there'll essentially be two houses across from my house. That's how small the lots are, width-wise compared to ours. So I'm also afraid of the congestion and the traffic that will be coming in and out of there because there'll be my neighbor and I share a driveway entrance, and there'll be two more right across the street. And I'm afraid there'll be more cars parked on the street and all that. So I'd like to add that, just for the congestion of the area, the visibility with kids playing, I think it'll be significantly more congested down there. And so, like it's already been stated, I don't see the precedent for this in our neighborhood, and I don't really see the need. I mean, it looks like just trying to get 6 lots instead of 5 out of this piece of property. So I'd like to ask that these waivers be denied.
Thank you. Further? Not seeing anything. We'll move on to office business. Approval of payroll and warrant, please.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. We have no payroll rosters this morning. We do have one warrant register. So move for approval of fund expenditures in the amount of $734,465.69 as presented to the board for approval, noting for the record these have been reviewed and signed by the county administrator and 2 representatives of the county auditor's office.
Second.
Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
That moves us right down to the consent agenda with 6 items.
And Mr. Chairman, move for approval of the consent agenda. I have no specific items for discussion, but happy to entertain any.
I have none. Second.
No discussion. We'll move on. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. This is our consent agenda. Right down to you, Keith. Ready?
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just a couple quick items, no actions necessary, but just wanted to update you. You will recall that in a prior meeting, we had consideration of the short plat that the members of the public just spoke on. The board asked the developer to come back with perhaps a different proposal. They are working on that, but we have not yet seen that revised response to our planning department yet. So we're kind of awaiting paperwork, and so that's the reason you do not see it on your agenda today. But as soon as we get documents from them, we can potentially bring that back before the board for consideration. The same is also true of, you recall, the lease with the Port of Pasco for our public works building. We've reached out to the port, but we have not completed those discussions or negotiations with them regarding the terms of that potential agreement. So again, those will be items that we'll have on a future agenda as soon as we get appropriate documentation. We typically try to have all of our agenda items about a week in advance into the clerk for her to have time to be able to prepare them and get them onto the posted public agenda for not only your benefit, but members of the public. And that just didn't give us enough time after last week's meeting to receive those or for them to prepare them. So we're just waiting on those. That's really all the way I have in terms of office business. I do have a request for an executive session when the time is appropriate for that.
Okay. Well, the way it's going, it's coming pretty quick, so.
Might set a new record this morning, Commissioner.
At this point, public comment period once more. Not seeing any, we actually will move right into executive session then. Do you expect any decisions?
No decisions. It's just a matter of consideration. I'd like to request a short executive session, probably up to 15 minutes, under RCW 42.30.140, paragraph 4, contract negotiations. Would ask that myself, members of the board, of course, the clerk, and Carly Nave, our Human Resources Director, and I believe Sheriff Raymond needs to participate in that discussion as well.
And you said 15?
I think we can do it in 15 minutes, yes.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, will there be time to discuss another topic after that? After the executive session?
Depends, the public may not be here.
Okay. I'm waiting for, would now be the perfect time then?
Well, we could.
Keith, I wanted to bring up something that's been brought to my attention, and that's on Foster Wells Road. The residents there have been putting up with the wastewater from all the industrial plants down there in Big Pasco, where they put in all the plants, research, the rest of it. It's gotten so bad that they're telling me that they can't entertain any people at their homes if we have static air or if we have a northern wind. They think their value of their property is decreased, and I can testify to that because I wouldn't want to buy there if I had to smell that. I think we need to address the fact that if we're going to allow the industrial plant to be there, we have to remedy this lagoon that they built, which is, I went and looked at it, it's quite the size, and they're going to add to that disposal water here recently. They wanted to go right through the backyards of all those neighbors, and this is Harold Cox's old farm that's owned by Trevor and Sharon Gamache. We got Harold Worsham, Tim Tippett. We have a lot of people that are living there that honestly have been putting up with this for years, and I think we need to look at trying to remedy this for them.
Okay, thank you. I have not heard the specifics of that. I'd be anxious to visit with you and get our public works folks involved that need to be taking a look at that.
I'll be making a trip when it is static air and just to see how that is, but I've been told that some of them are getting headaches.
Sure.
Causing ailment to their families, so I think we really need to take a good close look at it.
Sure. I'm glad to do that.
Okay, as soon as audience is clear and the door is closed, we'll go into executive sessions with no expected decisions.
I want to bring that up because
we are out of executive session with no decisions made and back into general board meeting. Gentlemen, anything else for the good of the board today?
Just note, Mr. Chairman, I was in Walla Walla on Friday for a pending civil trial that involves the county. I testified as one of the many witnesses from the county. I think it went well, and probably any other comments would be inappropriate at this point, so I'll just leave it there.
All right. Hello. We're just about to adjourn. Do you have something for us today, Stephanie?
Who's here for that letter?
Just a letter for the chair to sign.
We approved it in the consent agenda.
Yeah, just signed it. So.
Can you do that now?
We did.
The letter needs to be signed.
Oh, that's,
Yeah, we can sign that after the meeting. I think we'll be done in just a minute, Stephanie.
Right, if there is nothing else, we are adjourned. Thank you.
your signature.